If you were to ask me what the worst day of my life was, just in terms of lots of things that went wrong, I would tell you without a doubt, November 6th, 1988. November 6, 1988 was a Sunday morning, and I was at Bible College in Weyburn, and three of us had decided we were going to get up early and go to Regina and do the worship service for them. I was going to preach, another guy was going to lead singing, another guy was going to do another portion of the Bible study, and so we all got up really early, about 6 in the morning, to go up there, and ran outside to jump in my car out behind the dorm, and when I started the car, it wouldn't start. Just wouldn't start at all. Turned over and over and over and over and over, and we were fighting with it. We were all in our dress clothes, and I'm trying to get this stupid thing to run. The carburetor wasn't set, so I'm playing with the choke, and I finally got it to start. And so that was good. We thought that was the end of our trouble. Raced up to Regina, got there a little bit early, and we really hadn't had anything to eat for breakfast yet, so we decided to go to this donut shop and have some coffee and stuff before we went over to the church building. For some reason, one of my buddies decided he was going to lock all the doors in the car, and for some strange reason, I decided I was leaving my keys in the ignition. So, here we are, we're about 10 minutes from needing to be at the church building, and we're all the way across Regina somewhere else, so somebody had to come and get us and pick us up and take us back so we could do this worship service. And then by the time that was over, we had to go back and break into my car with a coat hanger and finally got it back and got my keys back and then drove to this guy's house for the afternoon. Plan was we were going to hang out for the afternoon, and then the chorus from our Bible college was going to come up and sing at that church in Regina that evening, and so that's what we did. Go over to the church building that evening, and everybody I see is laughing at me. And I have no idea why they're laughing at me. Why is everybody snickering every time they see me? And so finally I corner this girl, and I say to her, what's going on? And she says, "Oh, you're going to love your room when you get home." I'm like, "What?" Found out that the entire school had spent the entire afternoon taking tumbleweeds from the fences around the school and stuffing them into my dorm room. I was livid. I just couldn't believe that anybody would do that. So after our chorus performance and everybody was getting on the bus to go home, I stormed on the bus and I gave them a speech and I told them that they were going to come and clean up my room, and I wasn't cleaning up my room, and I just went nuts on them. As I left the bus, everybody started laughing. I could hear them laughing as I walked away. Sarah was on the bus laughing. Ask Sarah about that incident. So now I'm really upset. My car hasn't run. I got locked out of it. We've had a miserable day. Somebody's filled my room full of tumbleweeds back in Weyburn. So I jump in my car and I slam the door and I go to leave the church building, and the muffler on my car gets caught on the sidewalk, rips it right off. So now I have to drive to Weyburn with no muffler on my car. I can hardly hear myself think for the hour all the way back to Weyburn. Oh, by the way, I had to lay down in the rain on the road to tie the tailpipe back to the frame in my suit in the rain on the road. It was not a good day. When I got back, I couldn't even open the door to my room. I could open it that much. You had to squeeze it just to get in. There were so many tumbleweeds in it. So eventually people cleaned it up, and it was funny later. November 6, 1988 was not a funny day to me when it started. I can laugh about it now because it's a long time past. When I think about that, I think about a scripture that some translators translate this way. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 4 says, "Where there are no oxen, the stalls are clean." Right? When there's nobody else around, when there's nothing else going on, when you're by yourself, there's no trouble. But the proverb goes on to note, where there's no oxen, the stall is clean, but an oxen produces much good. In life, when we're living with people, there are ups and downs, and there are good things and bad things, and life can be messy, and life can be hard sometimes, and sometimes other people make it harder for you, but sometimes they make it better too. I see some of those people who filled my room full of tumbleweeds now, and we laugh about it. It is funny now. People bring good and bad things. People bring successes and failures. People bring stress and joy. Life is always going to be a little bit messy. But if we can see it well, if we can remember the important bits, it's not all bad. Oxen create messes, but they also bring some blessings. Can you see your blessings today?